Howdy, it's Dale and Doug. Welcome to our podcast.
Doug and I grew up in the same neighborhood, and we've had some pretty incredible adventures together in life and on the golf course.
We thought it would be cool to sit down and write them for a book, but then we thought, why not a podcast?
These stories are written and produced in the style of an audio sitcom, just like radio shows were back in the 30s.
So we hope you enjoy our golf stories.
And thanks for finding us.
A sunny summer Saturday afternoon. Unfortunately, this weekend that meant house chores. Dale had other plans, so golf was a no-go. Or was it? My golf ringtone was going off.
Hey, it's Tiger. Hey, it's Tiger.
Hello?
Hey, want to go play?
I thought you were busy.
Yeah, that didn't work out. Listen, I'm at Golf World right now picking up some balls, and I got a tee time in 45 minutes. You in?
In? I'm in like a fat rat in a cheese factory.
Once my original plans fell through, I thought, golf! Being 99% sure Doug would be in, I scrambled to get us a tee time at one of our standby courses. There was only one left, and there was no time to waste. Doug was waiting for me outside when I pulled up. Hey man, we're on the tee in half an hour. We gotta get moving.
What? Not even time for a quick bucket?
Depends on traffic, but I doubt it.
We arrived at the clubhouse. Dale ran in to pay the green fees while I hauled the clubs out to the practice area next to the first tee. Moments later, Dale walked out talking with two guys. They looked to be in their late 50s, both blonde, same height. They looked like twins.
We're next after this group teeing off, and we're paired up with, guys? Come on over. Doug, this is Benny and Bjorn. They're here on vacation from Sweden.
Oh, you're here from Sweden? Oh, yeah. I'm Doug.
Bjorn.
And
Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Bjorn, Benny. Benny, Bjorn.
Benny? Yeah. I'm Doug.
I'm Dale. Hello.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Next on the tee, Dale got Dusum paired up with Benny and Bjorn Dusum.
Looks like we're up, guys.
We all started moving to the first tee. Dale and I decided to walk the round. Benny and Bjorn took a cart.
I don't know if you do this in Sweden, but in Canada, we do the ceremonial tossing of the tee to see who goes first.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It turned out I was first off the tee, then Benny and Bjorn, then Dale.
So, without any warm-up and hardly any stretching, away we went.
Okay.
Doug hit a screamer right down the middle, about 250 yards. I was a little surprised, to be honest. No warm-up in this shot? Pretty good start. Nice shot, man.
Thanks. Felt good.
No look of satisfaction or elation. This deadpan thing wasn't exactly normal for Doug. But then again, maybe he didn't want to look bad in front of our new Swedish friends?
Benny and Bjorn hit.
Yeah.
Not bad. Then Dale. Not bad either. The two satisfied Swedes drove off in the cart down the fairway. Dale and I walked behind them, setting the tempo. It was a Canadian lefty and a righty paired up with a Swedish lefty-righty. This was going to be great!
The first hole was a 410-yard tree-lined straightaway par 4. Not that tough a hole, so it wasn't surprising that all four of us made the green in regulation. What was surprising was Doug curling in a triple-breaking bomb from 25 feet with absolutely perfect speed. Perfect. It looked like a TV putt. Doug's reaction also surprised me.
Saw that one all the way.
I was genuinely happy for him. Starting with a birdie? That's awesome. But I've always been a little leery of starting with the birdie. You have nowhere to go but down. At least for guys at our level. You know you're going to pay for it probably on the next hole, right? Hey man, nice! Well, Doug didn't pay. Through the next 5 holes,
Well, let's see what we've got here. Par, 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 birdie, par.
by the time we got to the par 3 6th hole, Doug was 2 under. That's right, 2 under par. His play was amazing. A stellar wedge from a buried lie in a greenside bunker 3 feet from the cup.
Yeah.
A birdie on a difficult 520-yard par 5. And when he stuck his approach a foot from the flag on the 5th, I told him to pick it up.
I'll just tap it in.
This was otherworldly stuff, the likes of which I'd never seen from him. At least not for this long. Doug was in the zone.
Yeah, the zone. I have no idea how I got in it, but I was there. Everyone wants to be there. I've been there before, but it usually lasts for such a short time, like 3 or 4 great shots, and that's it. This was different. This wasn't drugs or alcohol. This was an awakening.
When your partner is in the zone, the rules are sacrosanct. You cannot do anything, even unintentionally, to take him out of the zone. You give them a wide berth. You only speak when spoken to. Sorry. You're allowed to respond to a zoner, but not interact or interfere with their process in any way. The last thing you want is to be responsible for removing them from this zen-like state.
We finished up on the front 9, and Benny and Bjorn and I walked to the concession hut. I suggested they sample some of our delicious Canadian cultural favorites.
Oh, yeah.
They nodded curiously as the server poured rich gravy and sprinkled cheddar and goat cheese on their French fries. Poutine, gentlemen. Oh, yeah. I grabbed us some Canada Dry Ginger Ale and we sat down to eat while watching the group ahead tee off.
I had to see this scorecard, so while Doug and the Swedes were sitting down to lunch, I stayed back with a power bar and started adding them up. For Benny, he added for Bjorn. I made did it to 43, and Doug. That can't be right. There's no way. Fuck. Doug shot 33. I was careful to keep this information away from Doug. He might have had some idea what he shot, but zoners don't usually concern themselves with scores. I noticed he got up and headed for the can, so I took the opportunity to sit down with our Nordic compadres. Hey fellas, want to know your scores?
Yeah.
Benny, you shot 51. Bjorn, you also shot 51. It's amazing. You actually scored the same on every hole.
Oh, yeah.
And Doug shot 33.
Oh,
One thing, don't tell Doug his score. He's in the zone. You know the zone, right? The zone?
Oh, yeah.
Does that yeah mean you're not gonna tell him or you are gonna tell him?
Yeah.
Okay, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure at all they understood what I meant when I said the zone.
Yeah.
I came out of the bathroom refreshed and ready to tackle that back 9. Dale had the honors off the 10th and caught one right on the screws. It bounded past the 150 marker, making that drive over 270.
Oh, yeah.
I let Benny and Bjorn tee off in front of me while I finished down my poutine.
By the time we got to the 13th hole, Doug was still in the zone. I was amazed. He opened the back with 3 straight regulation pars. Nothing flashy, just very solid play. Benny and Bjorn did understand the situation and were very careful not to make any zone violations. Nonetheless, I kept an eye on them just to make sure they didn't make an unintentional mistake.
As we were waiting on the fairway to play our shots, the beer cart girl veered off the path and pulled up beside us. Dale walked over with Benny and Bjorn and inspected the drinks piled on the chopped ice.
You guys want anything?
Yeah.
Hey, do you have any Swedish beer? The girl smiled and held up a Carnegie Porter. I looked at Benny and Bjorn.
Oh, yeah.
And Doug agreed we should all have a Carnegie Porter. Benny and Bjorn insisted on paying and gave the cart girl a $5 tip on top.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So we played out the hole and were standing around waiting to play the 14th when I looked at Dale and asked,
Hey, how does that Swedish beer taste? I haven't even opened mine yet.
That's good, man. Tastes like European ale.
Frothy. I like it.
It's good, man. It's beer. You're up. This was a short par 3, 110 yards with bunkers protecting the front and the right side. Doug pulled his wedge, lined it up, and...
A little chili dipper there. Yeah.
I was slightly concerned. The rest of us made it on the green. Doug rolled into the front bunker. Judging from his play so far, this would be an easy up and down. He'd already made more difficult rescue shots up until this point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! He thinned it over the green, and it rolled to the tree line.
Did that go in the bush, guys?
Yeah.
Had Doug been booted out of the zone? Well, I still didn't want to say anything to jinx this charmed round, but I hadn't seen him hit 2 bad shots in a row so far today. And now this? If he'd been kicked out of the zone, what caused it? And was it possible to somehow coax him back in? At that point, I chose to remain silent.
I was stunned. That shot seemed so easy. Walking to my ball, I finished off the Swedish beer and looked down where Benny and Bjorn were pointing. I'd have to chop this one back out from the tree line.
Oh, not good.
Thin and fast over the green to the fringe. A 3-putt later and I'd made a hockey stick on the scorecard. I could feel the game slipping away. No more walking 6 inches off the ground. I grinded out a par on the next hole with 4 really tough shots in a row. Maybe I could keep this together and score the best round of my life.
However, at 16, Doug made a double. At 17, bogey. And at 18, a triple. A disappointing finish.
It was. Benny and Bjorn kept on saying quietly, Hord Orst, Hord Orst. I later found out that was Swedish for hard cheese.
But still, that's a 79. An awesome score. Not very often we get in the 70s, I'll tell you that right now. Even with the epic collapse. Did I say that out loud? It would still become Doug's low round of the year. Way to go, Doug.
To celebrate, we invited Benny and Bjorn into the clubhouse for a beer. They all wanted to know what made me lose that magic power that kept me in the zone for most of the game.
I don't know. It was after the turn. 13th, 14th maybe?
Another round of Carnegie Porters, gentlemen?
Carnegie Porters. That was it. It was the beer. It had to be the beer. It had to be.
I don't know if the Swedish beer took me out of the zone. Could have been one of a million things. But whenever I think of that 79, I'll always think of the majestic fjords of Sweden.
The fjords are in Norway.
Whatever.
2 years later, we bumped into Benny and Bjorn again on a different golf course. Only that time, we got to watch as one of them got into the zone. I can't remember which one, but that's another story.
Hey, subscribe to the podcast. You'll get alerted when new episodes are loaded up. Find us on social media at Golf Addict Tales.